Alright, hi, I'm CoffBeanie. If you're seeing this, you might be here from my Instagram, Tumblr, or TikTok. If that's you, then thank you for watching. If you're just here from YouTube, then you should check out my other socials. So before I officially start, if you couldn't tell, I'm trying something different. I don't know, this is meant to be like me, just to give people listening a face to the person talking and the person doing all these drawings. So I guess that was all I wanted to do. Now just listen to me cry about Ninjago. So here's the start of the Speedpaint. So I guess I just kind of wanted to talk about my history with the show, why I drew Cole, and just this drawing, and the importance of Ninjago to me. So I got into Ninjago first when I was a little kid. I was a big Lego kid. I remember I used to have a subscription to the magazine, and I would just look through the pictures of the Legos and just imagine building them and playing with them, because I had Legos, but I was a greedy little kid and I just always wanted more. But funnily enough, I don't think I had any Ninjago Legos. I just watched the show and then I dropped it up until season 2, where I knew more seasons were out, but I just never got past season 2. Now, flash forward to late middle school, and I just want you to take in the series of events. It's very specific and it's very important. So my class and we went on this field trip to this gym place. I know there was just a lot of open space, and there were a lot of girls in my class who did cheer, so there was a lot of space to do tumbling and do flips. But for the rest of us, there wasn't much. There was this steep wall thing where we would all run up and climb to the top, and we'd sit on top, and then the people on the bottom would throw up a rope so we could swing down. And we did this a few times before they said we couldn't do it because it was dangerous and they took it away. And afterwards there was this bouncy castle obstacle course thingy. I did it once and then I was done. So I was sitting with my friend in the main castle bit of the bouncy castle. Now luckily enough, we were able to use our phones, so I was with my friend and we were hanging out. And something I liked to do with them was read bad fan fiction. So I was like, hey, let's read some. And they're like, well, for what? And I was like, did you ever watch Ninjago? We should look up bad Ninjago fan fiction and read some. And so we're hanging out in the corner reading some crappy fanfics on Wattpad when a kid comes up and asks what we're reading. We're honest and we're reading about Ninjago. He goes, oh, I watched Ninjago. It's on its 11th season and it's still going on. And I'm just in shock. What do you mean the CGI animated Lego show is still going on? I knew of the Lego Ninjago movie, but I didn't know that the show was still a thing. Cue me kneeing myself in the nose while playing popcorn, and I'm in pain, so I convinced my friend to start watching the show with me on the way home. And then I proceeded to watch the whole show in less than a week. And needless to say, I'm obsessed. I loved the show then, and while I have some issues with it, I still love it today. Now, if you couldn't tell, one of my favorite characters is Cole. Honestly, when I was little, I just loved him due to his physical appearance. I had black hair and thicker eyebrows, and I thought that Cole would be me if I was a little piece of plastic. Also, he's buff, and when I was little, I thought I was really strong. Also, I headcanoned him to be Mexican, but that's besides the point. Obviously, now that I'm older, I can appreciate a character more for more than just their physical appearance. So here's where I rant about Master of the Mountain. I remember being so excited for this season. I just felt that it was made specifically for me. I love Cole. He was finally getting his focus season. There was a medieval theme to their outfits, and with the kingdom setting, it would focus on his background and his mom, who was a character that I'd been really wanting to know about more since Sons of Garmadon. It was also the 13th season, my favorite number, and personally, I was really pleased with it. I really liked what they did with it. One of the things that I want to focus on first is his relationship with Vanya. I know a lot of people were worried about him being given a love interest, but ultimately by the end of the show, I never felt like they were a couple, at least with the other characters, with Kai or Skylar. But to me, Vanya is just she's a Ninjago fan. She's a fan of the ninja, and she's like me. Cole just happens to be her favorite, which first of all, I think it's cute because, like, she's in the sky and he's the master of Earth, and so they're, like, opposites, so it's sweet. But I also think it's important that Cole didn't get with anyone. For one, I know a lot of, like, the fandom, including me, either it's a popular headcanon for him to be, like, gay and or ace, but also I think it's nice to have a character content without a love interest, just, like, not having them fiend for it or be desperate for it, and for them to just be content with their other relationships with, like, their friends or their family or with, like, Cake. Speaking of relationships, Cole with his family, I love what they did with his relationship with his mama. It was very cute. Obviously, she was sick and a bit weaker when he was little and when he last saw her, but he still saw her as, like, an example of how to be strong, and she always taught him to care and to stand up for others, which is very important to his character. I mean, like, if you couldn't tell, like, on what I'm drawing, this is semi-based on the flashback we saw. Also, seeing little Cole just warms my heart. Like, he's just a baby. My thing with Cole is just, I wish the show did more with him being the leader, because I know he was technically supposed to be the leader, but then Lloyd came in, and then he kind of took over that role. But even before then, I know that all the ninja were supposed to kind of get equal spotlight, but Kai kind of took up most of that just because he was the main character in the pilot, and so that kind of bled over into the main series, and so I feel like the writers just kind of gave up on Cole being the leader, which it's kind of a shame because, like, with him in Dragons Rising, I feel like the writers are really showing his, like, capability of being a leader, like, especially him with, like, his kids, like, though I don't remember their names, but, like, the kids in the in the dump yard, or, like, where all the trash is, like, they're his kids and he's their dad. That's just canon. And the fact that he just takes them in and cares for them, like, that's his immediate reaction, is to care for others, and he's just, I love Cole so much. Anyways, I'm confused with what the show is doing because I heard something that, like, he's just going to be gone. I hope not. Let me see where my man's went, please. I need to see more of him. Anyways, Ninjago is just cool. It's cool and I love it. It doesn't make a lot of sense most of the time, like, when you think about it bigger picture. Like, I feel like the writers just do, like, the themes or, like, the setting and, like, what the villains are supposed to be, and then figure out how to connect it to their lore afterwards. But, like, I feel like that just kind of adds to the coolness of it. Like, in the pilot, we're supposed to be in, like, a feudal Japan setting, I think, but the Skulkin have monster trucks because why not? They're evil. Let them have their, like, big mech and their big mechs and their big trucks. And, like, I shouldn't have to explain, like, why this show is cool. Like, it has powers, it has vehicles, it has mechs, and I love the villains, and it's just cool. And, like, it just inspires me. Like, if you've been on my Instagram, you know I have OCs, and I'm trying to, like, make an AU with my OCs to kind of, like, rewrite the ideas and trying to, like, make all the details in the lore fit together, and it's just been really fun. I personally love working with the characters and the world. So, yeah, I love an Ninjago. Here's my piece. I came up with this idea, like, when this season first came out and I started it. And sadly, I can't show the original because my Medibang files are all funky. So semi-considered a redraw. And that's all. Thank you for watching me draw another self-indulgent character. Please like, subscribe, comment, I don't know, whatever you have to do. And check out my other socials. Thank you. Bye-bye.